1 second is 1 drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shh! Silence!
Fuck you.
Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
No, it's not. Sorry, I'm getting into the Gato personality.
Godot.
Damn it. Sorry. What's that?
Zavali!
No, it
The
isn't.
truth! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct?
Well, yes, that's right. Not bad. Not bad at all. The first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
I can't tell if he's being serious or sarcastic.
He's being very sarcastic.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself.
No need, I have your name right here.
My name is Waluigi, ace detective and rising tennis star illuminating the heavens.
Oh my god, did you just make that up?
I just inserted the word tennis.
Oh, you brilliant man, you deserve a hug. Boy, these two make a perfect pair.
They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off. So, yeah, best friends.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were alone on security detail.
You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, not these. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us what this special moniker of yours witness.
Is he referring to just he saw it whenever he says his monocle, or does he mean like the camera, or what?
He saw.
Okay. I'm just always confused with that. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the day change. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mario, dancingly descended upon me.
Wouldn't his nemesis be Luigi?
Yeah, but Luigi doesn't start with M.A. Also, have you not played Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix?
No.
Never mind. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. The one downstairs. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. Why did he wait 30 minutes?
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal.
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
Fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Oldtimer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Masky Mask, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well, proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
I'm gonna feel really weird when I go edit this later, and I'm starting off when I'm like giving him the really fancy voice.
Yeah.
Alright. What is with that hair, by the way? Alright. Press everything! Let's do this. So that would be 1 o'clock in the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer. Near the computer, huh?
So then you weren't lying about trying to remain hidden, I take it.
You weren't trying to remain hidden.
God damn it, I added so many words in that damn sentence.
So we have this guy on security detail, by the way, now. Are we happy that it's not Old Bag this time, or would we rather have her?
No. No.
Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said that he never saw him at the scene of the crime.
Precisely! That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure, on your pigeony head, that is. In any case. Dancingly descended. From where exactly? Wait. From the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow, and while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby W.A. stunts. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Okay, if he's where I think he was, like, by the computer, I'm assuming, like, when we see that room, he's, like, in that little room.
That's what I thought, too. Then how the hell did he not see him walk in front of him and get the sword?
Yeah, exactly. So, you didn't see the criminal's face when that happened.
He wears a mask.
Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all that I can recall.
It's not very solid as far as testimony goes.
However, fortunately, I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. Wait, so when's the second monocle?
His actual regular eye?
I guess. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with this photo?
Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo?
Good. Let's continue with the testimony.
Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing?
That's
certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, sir lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Yes.
Huh? Well, actually, yes, by a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out.
And you lost your memory, too.
You'll see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you?
Got you there.
The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with.
And douchey.
You may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then... Alright, we gotta figure out this. Why did you wait 30 minutes? About this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying.
I think he's saying that he was out cold.
So, what happened during these 30 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about?
Something suspicious about Detective Atme.
No, really?
How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
Huh? Which piece?
You and I both know it. The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Masty Mask! It is, in point of fact, Masty Mask's brooch! It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing.
Ripped off? Aha!
We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atme!
Rebel!
Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court?
Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime.
Aye. No! Wait just a moment, Sir Old Time.
Cut off his bank account. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home.
I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
Bullshit. True measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say.
Yay! That's great for me.
Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right?
You talk too much.
Plus, I win. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on, it's quite enough. Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
He's going back to your regular voice.
It's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. I, Waluigi, agree completely.
Is this more like it?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, look, Waluigi cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed the weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, BAM! And that's all she wrote. That still doesn't explain...
How
Wait,
he walked
what?
in front of the thing and got it. So in the
No,
end...
that still doesn't Sorry, he never explained... He never said that he actually fought back, though, in that testimony.
Yeah. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Master Mask.
Correct. It was during his third climb that he struck me from behind.
What?
Oh, okay. He was saying that it was...
I think he's just saying they flashed before.
It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak.
Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes to which case.
That can't be good. Oh yeah, let me go through this again real quick, like before I actually start pressing. I looked away from the door. Okay, so he never really said I fought with him, because he never makes sense. But yeah, he is basically saying that he fought with him and was beaten because he grabbed a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer, elegantly of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? Alright, about the we should ask about the sensor, like...
Yeah.
Where is it, I think? What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting, infrared, and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? Lord the Taylor department store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? As I cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer, I'm gonna go back and ask about the computer now. Alright. Let's get through this. About the computer. So did that computer belong to Lord Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Waluigi. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Alright.
There's just not much to say.
What does that mean? Discombobulated?
Young people these days, they really irritate me. Allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean.
Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway?
Now I've forgotten. What was I saying?
Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago.
Hmm. Well, it looks like we've got that cleared up. You can move on with your testimony.
I like to imagine he actually doesn't remember either.
I remember.
It's like he was going to say it, and then it's like, wait.
I am motherfucking Gato. I remember what discombobulation means.
Well, you apparently don't remember how to pronounce your own goddamn name. Godot.
God damn it.
Good damn it. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, Waluigi, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch?
It's straight.
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
It is pointy, though.
Okay, so he is talking about the Shikishido.
Shika. So the thief armed himself with a sword. What about you, witness?
He said that the mask had no idea he was in that area, but he outright said that he was in plain sight before. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course, in college, I was the second in charge of the boxing club.
Sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive.
However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask the Mask. This guy is a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assumed the Waluigi fighting stance, but the sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
So he didn't actually strike, and so how did the thing get ripped off? You were blinded?
So what was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. The statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing.
Well, that wasn't very much help at all. What'd you think, Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now.
Yeah, what is it?
This Waluigi guy, he's definitely hiding something.
But why?
I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. About the true nature of this tennis player.
The flash of light was the camera going off, reflecting off the golden statue when he came out holding the box?
I don't think the security camera makes a flash.
I have no idea what caused the flash then. It was powericious.
What is this at-me fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. That's it? That's the at-me fighting style?
Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony?
It was important.
Because he was against
Of
the
course
wall.
it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night.
Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out.
I know you were going to send that assassin after me, Mr. Wright. Now then, witness. Go ahead and add that secret information to your fist test. Shut up.
Didn't he say his third eye was a security camera?
Yeah.
So I'm confused by that. Hang on. Yeah, this is probably what we need to present. Should I press first or just present?
Press.
I'll just present. No, I'll just present, because we said last case that we were not going to press stuff if we knew what to do already. And also this worked. Detective Mr. Waluigi, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here.
Oh. From behind, huh?
but just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
Wah! It seems I've made another mistake.
By the way, he said his third eye, that's his forehead. His third monocle is the camera.
Oh my god. Mr. Waluigi, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
Well, what do you mean by that?
For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong. Oh, he said objection. There we go.
To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate, and yes, they even make mistakes.
Hey, hold on! It's not as pretty as that!
Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules.
This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting that made Mr. Gatto almost spill his coffee?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... this Mr. Atme is a fake! The bottom one is an option, but...
I vote the bottom one.
Yeah, here's the thing. The only reason I'm going to choose the bottom one here is because the top two seem like joke answers.
Yeah. And plus, we kind of suspected it.
The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Waluigi's true identity is actually Mask to Mask.
Rebel! He cheats at Fortune Street. Order! Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this, and what is Fortune Street?
There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atme's story.
And his
Waluigi's
rules.
story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure.
That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at the...
Oh please, the explanation is far simpler than that, Mr. Waluigi. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask.
Where?
Well, Mr. Wright's photo, which clearly shows mask to mask. To mask to mask. The security camera belongs to Lord Taylor Department Store. You shouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed as the thief and stole the urn.
So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true witness? Or are you in fact a bastard? Ah, okay then.
The masked MO is pure genius, and so am I, Waluigi, Ace Detective! You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, lawyer.
What? What? Witnessed you for admitting it. Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Mr. Waluigi, when you assume the thief's identity...
It was still hot. Go to blend number 102, my personal favorite. Mr. Gatto.
Godot.
Godot. The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I love the smell of a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. Simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of a whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Trite. If this detective really is a thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. Wipe yourself off, damn it. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush?
Are you alright, Nick?
Waluigi looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can, but can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Waluigi is in fact Mask to Mask.
Probably is yet to be found.
Obviously, I don't think it's going to be anything on here, unless it's like the fact that he didn't want the card taken to the police. I don't know. I guess we'll say he has yet to be found. The whole nose thing is still throwing me off, unless it's fake. So, should we say has yet to be found?
I think so.
Proof? Of course I've got nothing.
Heh, just what I thought. Man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get after all. See. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy's a thief.
Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. Okay, apparently we do.
It's no good. I'm just not ready yet.
But are you going to just give up and let us lose this?
So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer?
I can't think of a counterattack at all.
Seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding the witness is lifted. Mr. Godot, do you have anything further to... God damn it, quit cutting me off. What? Who? Who are you?
Whoosh. Boom, boom.